everyone, I'm Onita. Welcome to today's video, which is my February wrap up. If you want to know the plot to any of these books or the synopsis to any of these books that I have read, the link will be in the description down below and somewhere in the video. February was not a good month. You know how I wanted to read 12 books? I only got to read 3, and that is not including the DNF. Last month, February, was such a busy, hectic work month for me. Like, I did a lot of hours. And there's been like a lot of changes in my life right now. Let's just talk about the first DNF of the year, which one I was not expecting, which was Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is the first book in the Brown Sisters trilogy. I DNF'd this at around the 48% mark, so I didn't even get to the halfway point. It's a me thing, not the book thing. I did not like anything about this book. I did not like the characters, I did not like the romance, I did not even like the sisterly relationships that much. I didn't even realize this was a British book. I didn't even realize the characters were British at all. And it's the kind of British that's like the bad British. I don't even know how to say it, but it's just not for me. I didn't like the romance. I know there's like 2 other books in the series, but I don't even think I will be getting around to those 2 because I did not like the sisters very much. I did not gel with their characters, and I did not understand the hype with this book at all. There were just too many over-the-top descriptions, and it was kind of a little cheesy, a little overdone a little bit. It felt like it tried a little bit too hard to be kind of metaphorical. And what's the word I'm thinking of? Like metaphorical. It just tried too hard to be metaphorical. It tried too hard with the writing. I'm not saying Talia Hibbert's a bad writer because a lot of people love this book, me not included. Like, if this were to be a rom-com, it would be the really bad cheesy rom-com that you just can't seem to look away from, but clearly I did because I DNF'd it. However, with all the negative crap I've been sprouting about this book just then, this book is quite diverse, with racial diversity, sexuality, mental health, chronic pain representation, which was actually really good because Chloe Brown has chronic illness, like a chronic pain. That was actually one of the good things about the book, but it just didn't make me stay because I am a largely character-based reader. I have to really like the characters, and it has to bring about something in me. It just didn't do anything for me for this book. And the main character, I really liked how he was very caring and supporting of Chloe and her mental health, her chronic pain, and just her wants and needs if they are to make this thing happen. Overall, I will not be continuing on with the series. The month went pretty good after, like, it just shot up because the next book, One to Watch by Kate Stayman London, I gave a 5-star to. Be warned, there are triggers for fat phobia in this book. I really like Bea as a main character, and I really enjoyed the journey that she went on with finding love as a plus-size person on this kind of bachelorette kind of show kind of thing. I think she was incredibly brave and strong for wanting to go on a show like this because people treated her like absolute shit. Not only the male contestants, but also the viewers watching it. They discredited her completely. People say because she's like a fashion blogger, right? So she's like really confident with her clothing that she wears. But people are like, is she really? Because when she had to wear a bikini for one instance in the scene in the show, in the episode in the show, she did not want to wear it, and people were like, are you really sure? But just like, it's so much more than that. Yeah, you could be confident one day and completely not the next. And just, oh god, the male contestants really rubbed me the wrong way. I was really happy with the men that ended up staying towards the end for like the rose ceremonies. I think there were a really good bunch of men, like a really good group of men. And this book was so incredibly addicting. It really sucks you in with all the drama. Kind of plot twists, but not really, just yeah, kind of plot twists, but not really, like with the twists and turns that this book takes with, oh my god, this character did that, oh my god, that character did this. It really sucks you in with all that drama and the romance and what's her name again? B, with who B was going to end up with. I actually got quite upset a few times throughout this book. I was rooting for B. I wanted her to really find love, you know, because fat people or bigger people do deserve love. They really do. And her relationship with her family was absolutely beautiful. It really truly was. It was reassuring to see that there are men out there or people out there for people like me that are a little bit bigger. So that was good to see. I really liked seeing that. Like I said, she did go on a really good journey. And she was incredibly brave and strong as well, because I would not have done that at all. Like, it kind of had sort of a multimedia format, because we do get newspaper articles, we do get Twitter feeds, we do get text messages between people watching the show, we do get emails as well with people watching the show. If you're in a workplace and they had like a bet to see who was going to be towards the end, like to see who was going to make it towards the end, they had this kind of email kind of relationship going back and forth for their bets and all that kind of stuff, so it had that element into it as well. And some of the male contestants did feel realistic to me, because it seemed like a lot of them, and I think it reflects real life as well, a lot of them went through a lot of struggles, and it was good to see that. It's good to see that men can have mental struggles as well, and not just women, because it does seem like women are always talked about, women's mental health issues always seem to be a little bit more brought forward in like Western media, and it's really good to see that men have issues as well, you know, and it's okay for men to talk about their issues as well and their life experience, because it's always been said that men are always just macho, all that kind of toxicity, like toxic masculinity bullshit, you know? It was just really good to see them be more human, more complex characters than just a typical alpha male. We do have diversity. We have B, who is a plus-sized fashion blogger. Who else do we have? Oh yes, some of the contestants on the show, the main squeeze, which is like the Bachelorette equivalent for this thing, there were some diversity in that as well. We had a African-American or black character. We had a character who was asexual as well. And I just really loved it. I really did. I was very, very happy with who B ended up with, because it felt realistic, you know. Real issues, them working through it. It was just good. I really enjoyed it. Like, even though February was not a good month for me for reading, overall the star ratings were actually pretty good, because I gave Binti by Nidhi Okorafor, the first book in the Binti trilogy, a 4 stars out of 5. One thing about short stories is that I'm always impressed when an author can write such great detail into a small book. Like, that just fascinates me. But in saying that, I would have liked a little bit more of an explanation, especially like I was fine with it up until like the last chapter or 2, up until like towards the end of the book, where it seems like some things are kind of just like a little bit brushed over, and I would have liked a little bit more explanation for why this was happening. It just felt a bit rushed. I wanted a little bit more, like with the resolution with the Meduse alien race, the Meduse, and with Umza University, I would have liked a little bit more tension. I would have, because I felt like the resolution was kind of just brushed over very quickly. It was kind of like a little rushed. Wanted that tension, you know? I wanted to be on the edge of my seat, like, oh my god, what's going to happen? However, I really thoroughly enjoyed reading from Binti's perspective about the Himba people and their traditions and customs and the way they see the world, the way they live their life. This is the kind of sci-fi book that I really, really enjoy, where you get different alien cultures, or just different cultures at all, different races, different creatures, whole cities as planets, because Umza University is a whole planet. This is sci-fi to a T. Interstellar travel, the technology that is used in this world, and the technology that people use, it was just really, really good. And this was a sci-fi month for me, because I also read kind of read Dune Messiah, book 2 in the Dune Chronicles or Dune series by Frank Herbert. Unfortunately, I have to postpone this for a little while. Hopefully next month, not DNF. It's not a DNF at all. I just have to postpone it for the time being because I could not concentrate at all. I was in a very, very bad big reading slump, unfortunately, that started from last year around June, July time. And like, okay, this is how big the reading slump was, right? It took me at least 2.5, 3 weeks to get to page 100. That's how bad it was. And which is such a shame because I do often see this series, or just, I think it's more than Dune, like the first Dune book, I do see it compared a lot with. Like a lot of the critics have said that, or the people that have reviewed it have said that if we didn't have Dune, we would not have had Game of Thrones. Normally when it comes to comparisons like that, when a book compares itself to another book, I just kind of brush it aside like whatever. I just like one ear at the other. I don't really listen to that kind of stuff. I can definitely see that with this book, with the second book particularly, maybe even the first one, if I'm really thinking about it, because the politics was so good. Like from the first page, I was thinking to myself, damn, this is going to be a 5-star read. Like it was 4 stars already from like the first pages, because we get to see this conspiracy kind of unfold. Like we do get multiple perspectives, so we do get like the conspiracy theorists, the people creating this conspiracy, and then we do get Paul, because this takes place 12 years after the first book, Dune. And just, oh my god, just seeing this book is like a roller coaster ride. It really truly is. We get to see this conspiracy kind of take form and like build up kind of thing. We get to see this conspiracy be created. But then when we get to Paul, it's like, oh my god, does he know about this? Does he not know about this? It's kind of like he does, he doesn't, he does, but to a certain extent. Just seeing this conspiracy unfold was exhilarating and terrifying, because I don't know what's going to happen towards the end of this book. I really don't. Like I said, I only got up to page 100. Like, yes, it did take me a while to read like 100 pages, but it felt like a quick 100 pages. Like, it was so good. There's like so many politics and so many aspects to look at, and people wanting to change this, and this didn't work out, this isn't happening where it should be, it has to work out, we have to make it work out to how it should be, to how we want the conspiracy to unfold. And oh Jesus Christ, it's really good. Seeing what the characters will do to get what they want, to see this conspiracy become true and unfold, was just, oh, far out. Like I said, roller coaster ride of emotions. It was exhilarating, on the edge of my seat, just wanting to know what was going to happen. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, people. Not the month I was expecting, and it kind of sticks in my throat a little bit, because I know I could have easily read 12 books. I was looking forward to reading 12 books. Would have happened, not an issue. But yeah, just February was such a busy month for me, and it happened to be the shortest month of the year too. And considering I read 8 books last year in February, and a lot of them were like around the 500-600 page mark as well, that's just astounding to me. And it clearly goes to show that reading slumps are an absolute bitch, because I technically read 2 books, like really when you think about it. But let me know in the comments down below. Please tell me your month was at least better than mine. I would really like to know. Have you read any books I've read? What books did you read? Let me know. I will see you in the next video. Bye.